There we go. Hello again, this is Trace Justice, and we're back in the beta. Hey Lynn, wasn't a bad day. Took my car out for a drive today to make sure the battery doesn't run out. Already killed one battery. All right. And in we go. Hope your day went well. Ongoing struggles against the rabbits. Not a bad system. Oops. Huh. Oops, I need the spreadsheet. Where's the spreadsheet? Make sure I have this one in place. P23-4, yes I do. Okay, great. Hey, Captain! Oh, excuse me. C 20. We want to be 28. How about you? You're 503, 496. Oh, hey, there's a good one. That's 22. Okay. That's 22. Alright. B4622. Boy, it's hard to tell. It is WV, not VW. Okay. Hey, A4. Oh no, what you do, Captain?
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Alrighty. Oh, isn't that pretty? System map. Ooh, you had a busy, busy. Ah, since you were the only one on the carrier when it arrived, you're the only one that gets it all. Cool. No, I didn't see that. Good evening, Lynn.
Good evening. I got a video of a guy that jumped his carrier and he landed it in one of them neutron stars.
Yep.
And then he tried to land his little Cobra, Sidewinder, whatever it was. I couldn't tell what it was. He was bouncing all over the place.
He burned up?
It did some damage to his little ship, but it didn't do no damage to his carrier.
So what's the gist of this thing that Down to Earth found?
What did you find?
I don't know. Oh, did you? Was that? Oh, never mind. That was Captain Proton that said he did. Oh no, A4 said that. A bug allowing wings to make billions. I'll have to go watch it.
Mining or out here?
I have no idea. I didn't see it. A4 saw it.
Attention. Carrier jump sequence is underway. Lockdown begins in 5 minutes.
At least they parked the carrier in a really nice spot. Yeah, you're right beside me. Okay. Cool.
Ouch! Captain left his doggone tritium commodities to buy and sell at a low price, and somebody went in there and
Cleaned them out.
12K.
Ooh, that sucks.
I don't understand that, A4. When you buy your own stock from your market, the stock goes back in the inventory and your wingmate gets a cut, then you repeat.
1 to 1.5 billion an hour. Whoops.
No, because Trish was sure that when he left or whatever, he always made sure that you couldn't buy it from him. We could sell it to him, but you couldn't buy it from him.
Yeah, I always said it specifically which direction I wanted it to go. But yeah, if you leave it open to buy, though, somebody will clean you out. Just to mess with you. Or because it's tritium, because they actually need it.
Look at it this way, Cap. It's better. It's better to learn those mistakes in here than in the real game.
Yeah, I know. Much better to learn it in beta. After all, you didn't really lose anything.
Yeah, I can see them exploiting that 1 to 1.5 billion an hour, but then I can see them taking it all away from them at the end and say, "You knew that was wrong to do that."
Well, it's also in beta, so. But for those who, don't have enough money for to get their carrier, all they need is a friend who has one. Everybody come up in a wing and just trade it around for a while, and You know, two of your friends become billionaires in a short period of time, and it doesn't cost you anything. Rinse, repeat. Which means I could basically fill you up on money right now.
I wonder if it would work with tritium, or if it had to be another different commodity.
Nah, any commodity should work. It's a mechanism.
Oh, okay.
So if I go to my commodities market here. Oop, carrier services are suspended.
Attention. Carrier has entered pre-flight lockdown. All services have been suspended.
Here's an idea, Cap. Come over there to Iota Percy, to Walker City. You can purchase low temp diamonds for 500,000, and then what is it? 6 jumps over there to that one system and sell them for 1,600,000. You make 1,100,000, and all you're doing is buying.
Oh wow.
That's what I plan on probably doing tomorrow if the market's still up. It's do me about 2 or 3 loads, 256 tons, and see if I can't entertain the pirates for a while.
Well, if I stripped out all my mining gear, oh, that would be nasty.
What?
Just buying it, jumping a few systems, and selling it. Rinse, repeat.
Oh, here, let me write it in a thing for you.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do it, but that's okay. Maybe after the beta is over.
Right. Well, you know, I was just thinking, you know, there's always some way around it, but, you know, it's going to be like, I think to that one station you was at is like 5 jumps from Iota and the cutter I was in, which has a almost 28, 29-year jump.
Yep.
And the price there at Walker was 534,000. You fill up there, you jump 6 times and sell it for 1,100,000.
That's 600,000 per round per ton. Profit. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, that'd be like 120 million a load. Yeah, a load. Roughly 120 million a load that you'd make, but you know, you mine what, 2 hours, and you may get 256, maybe not. And over there they get a high demand, and they got like 50, 60,000 tons of it.
That would beat the hell out of mining.
It's just an idea, because I thought about doing it.
No, because I could dump all my mining gear, turn it into cargo hold.
Yeah, the cutter, I don't even have to get rid of all my defenses or anything, but I can take it down 512 tons I can haul.
And at 6 jumps.
No, I can't. No, I can't. Because I removed my fuel scoop, so I'd have to keep it.
Ah, okay. I'll have to figure out how many tons I could carry. It'd be interesting. right. Alrighty. Oh, excuse me. Not that one. Here we go. Not that one. Too far. Too far. Nope. Minus 15. 30 minus 15. We want to still be somewhere in this area here. Well, that's not good. Maybe we go up a little bit. I may be heading out there. Oh, nope, there's one there. Let's see, carrier jump 24. All right. Fill up the tritium.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Well, let's let's do this.
Well, here's one. It may take you a little longer. Walker's selling it for 547,744 credits. And you can jump 6 light years away and sell it to Cooper Sullivan for 891,053.
Yeah, that's only a couple $100 grand. I mean, eh. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's a couple $100 million per ton. Ugh. Or is it grand? I forget. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You'd only make 300,000 per ton credit.
Right.
But it's only 6 light years. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think he's checked to see if that bug is still there yet or not, Captain.
Well, what do you got for credits right now?
Me, 131,187,000.
Okay.
Cargo hold.
How much you have now?
Capacity.
The same. It
Yeah.
hasn't changed.
Okay, never mind. Then apparently they've already taken care of that. Just means they got on top of it real quick.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Yeah, I did. Here, I'll try it again.
Wait. He says it's when you sell that, your wing gets cut.
Yes, exactly.
So what's he saying?
Oh.
And load up your tritium and then go to the commodities market and sell it?
That's like what he's saying, yeah.
Please conclude any remaining business in this system prior to departure.
So if I do this,
Successful. Telemetry checks in progress.
Yeah, I'll look at his thing and see what they're talking about.
Well, here's the thing: if you can draw the tritium out of the thing and transfer it in your ship with no cost, and then you would go into the commodities market and sell it to your own carrier. Well, yeah, it would cost you whatever it has figured up, 40,000 or whatever. That
Yeah.
may be a way. That may be a way to transfer credits to your wing person, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll see if I can spend some time and spend some time tomorrow between the end of work and the beginning of the stream. System map. Excuse me.
I posted that video in there in the chat about that guy that got his carrier hung up in the neutron star jet.
You did? It didn't post.
Well, I show it posted. Maybe I don't know.
Carrier dump sequence is underway. Lockdown begins in 5 minutes.
I don't know. That's cool. I love that paint job. Depending on the angle I'm at is what color the ship looks like. Neat. Yeah, they made black links. I'm not quite sure. Let me see. It doesn't give me any properties to play with. So, I don't know. To edit, more your community settings. No. Not something I can do during the video. Okay. At least not easily. Well, maybe if I do that. No, I don't have block links turned on. I do have a couple of people blocked.
I don't know. It's all it shows is him jumping into the system, and his carrier's right there in the jet cone of it,
Mm-hmm.
and so for him to land on it, he has to go into the jet cone and then land, and all the time his computer's saying, "You're receiving damage. You're receiving damage." It's like, leave and jump your carrier someplace else, buddy.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you have to do the intelligent thing.
But he did land on it. I mean, and he was getting damaged just sitting up here on the deck. I don't know if he could go inside or not, but sitting on the deck, he was receiving damage.
Oh, that's bad.
I was kind of like, move, shoot, go. T-3.
Attention. Carrier has entered pre-flight lockdown. All services have been suspended.
Bing bong.
Maintenance task information is acknowledged. All decks are prepared for hyperspace. Attention all ships. Hyperspace travel is imminent. Please maintain a safe distance from the carrier. Attention all carrier crew. Friendship drive engaged.
Friendship drive engaged.
Attention. Counting down to jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now you need to have where you have a fourth attack on here, and you have engineers. You can have Scotty. Hi, Captain. It's dinner no more.
I'm giving her all she can, Captain. She ain't got no more. And then the lovely quote from one of the movies, I know this ship like the back of my hand, as he turns and walks right into a protrusion and knocks himself out. Alrighty. Oh, excuse me. Well, it's not an ideal jump, but it's 489. I'd prefer more. So I'll leave that one bookmarked at the moment. Nope, that's the one we're going. All right. What? It suddenly can't go there now? What? Okay. Weird. Okay, now I can go do that one. Interesting. Alright, jump 25. Okie dokie. Uh... That's weird. It's like sometimes I can jump to these systems and... I wish I knew. I have... Closest I've had to line up is 499.99. I haven't had a 500 even yet.
Well, with this next jump, I'll been farther than I've ever been before, going straight out.
Nice.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
The only way I can do that is to go to Beagle Point and jump further with the carrier. And I'm sure there are some people going to do that. They go to the outer reaches and see how much further, see if they can plot something further out.
Maximum capacity.
Yeah, I heard one of them was going to take it out there to the Formidon Rift and then see if they could jump on the other side of it quite a ways out.
Rift jumping,
Cargo
yeah.
hold at maximum capacity.
Find another route across that only a carrier can do.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Alright, let's see what it looks topside. Well, the star's not in front of us this time. That's beside us. Huh. It's to port. System map. Oh, a bunch of stuff there. Only if I want to spend the entire night looking. And it won't be in the right direction. I should take a look at the tracking and see where my webcam's at. See if I figure out what day it's going to arrive.
I'd start calling you Hollywood then.
Oh, it means I actually have to wax my mustache. That way it turns the right direction.
Attention, this carrier has scheduled a hyperspace jump. Please conclude any remaining business in this system prior to departure. Attention, the scheduled carrier jump has been cancelled at the owner's request. Carrier jump successful. Telemetry checks in progress.
He doesn't know what's going on. Oops, that's not the right.
Actually, I'm kind of glad we're just jumping. That way I can relax after working in the garden all day. I thought, man, glad we don't have to do nothing but just jump, jump, jump.
Well, that's the end of the pomegranate juice. I don't even want to know how many pomegranates. Oh, 4.
Takes 4 to make a glass. 4 in the container, or what?
4 in the very small container. Get 4 pomegranates, 3 glasses, with mixing pretty close to half and half with seltzer water.
Oh, you using the seltzer water there? Okay.
Give it a little bit of bubbles.
Yeah. I was thinking about Sprite, but seltzer water works.
Mm-hmm. You can cut it with Sprite, ginger ale, other fruit juices. The pomegranate is a rather strong taste.
Yeah, it's kind of like cranberries. It kind of leaves an aftertaste.
It's a lot like cranberries, actually. They're very similar.
Attention. Carrier jump sequence is underway. Lockdown begins in 5 minutes.
I enjoy pomegranates a lot. It's just they're a lot of work.
Yeah, I used to eat them when I was a kid, but I just don't like messing with them. All them little bitty seeds in there, and you have to sit there and peel it, and yeah, no.
Yeah. Somebody said there was a fast way to do it with warm water. Because apparently the seeds float in that little stuff that holds them all together doesn't. So you put it in warm water and just run your hand through it a few times and all the seeds come out and everything else drops to the bottom, supposedly. I haven't tried it.
Yeah, it'd probably work.
If the thing I read was actually right and not just trying to get you to do whatever. I found a lot of those quick ways to do things. Either the instructions are incomplete or they're just downright wrong.
Well, we're fixing to try a couple of them out this year. You know, it's like cutting corn off the cob for whole kernel corn to can.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a chore to push them cobs through, you know, the cutter all the time, especially if you have 22 dozen or so. And I seen this deal where they took a cordless drill, put a carriage bolt on it that has a screw-in type end. They screw it into the cob, and then they put it onto the corn cutter, and then they just pull the drill trigger and just
Zip.
like, okay, we're gonna see. If it works, it'll be wonderful. If it don't, it'll be a mess.
Exactly. I could see there are things that could go terribly wrong with that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The first 2 or 3 will be tried out on the back porch.
I could, you know, I'd make sure you had a drill with a low speed setting to begin with. If you put it on high speed, it's just going to throw those little bits of kernels about 15 feet away. It'd be cleaning up for hours for one trigger pull.
Yep. I could, it'd be, that'd be about my luck.
It's like, you know, some friends of mine used to make chainmail. And so they had, you know, they built rigs that were based off of a drill and a metal rod. Well, one of them screwed up, and he got his finger in it. And they couldn't put it on straight. So
That's a bad deal.
yeah, that's a bad deal since it's the index finger, one of the most useful fingers, and you just can't. Completely useless because the middle bone on it is completely wrong. You know, it didn't just break.
What gets me is all these doctors say they're so great, and we've done so much advancement and stuff, and then something is, you know, as simple as straight as a finger, they have a hard time getting it on there straight. It's kind of like, okay.
Well, I mean, if you just broke it, you know, they could do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, getting it caught between wire and wrapped around a 1/4-inch dowel. He was lucky they just didn't amputate it.
Yeah.
For that matter, he was lucky he didn't just rip it off.
That's true. Yeah. Ooh, there's the foghorn.
Attention. Carrier has entered pre-flight lockdown. All services have been suspended.
Yeah, I think I'd want to have a wooden block with a hole through it to keep me away from the rod.
Yeah, safety guide. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Some kind of a jig or something to keep your hands away from it.
Yeah. I love now that they've got the table saw the safety clamps.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Yeah. All you do, you know, you touch the blade, you might get a small cut, but it will stop the blade before you get anything beyond that. Of course, now you need a table saw, but it's better than needing a new hand.
Yeah.
There's a guy I know who, lucky for him, he was, safety first, and he was going to be using a chainsaw. So he got himself some fiberglass chaps that covered the all the way down the legs and covered the feet as well, which is a good thing because it kicked out and bounced off his shin. Scratched up the fiberglass, but that's okay. It didn't do any damage to him.
Where'd the little two compadres go, A4 and Cap? Are they ignoring us or hiding in the back closet?
They A4 may just be listening. Cap could very well be concentrating on what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it looks to me like we've got 5 people listening to the stream right now. So yeah, I like seeing a lot of people here. It was one day we had a dozen people watching. I was just like, oh my god.
Hell yeah.
That's a lot from my little stream. But anywhere between 4 and 7 seems to be pretty normal right now, which is it's pretty good. Yeah. About 1/10 my subscriber base. I like that.
Well, small group, you can handle it if they get questions and stuff. You get 100 to 200 people on there and you can't keep up with all the questions. Or
Yeah.
comments, so.
You have to pick and choose which ones.
Yeah.
Hello, Anthony. Welcome aboard. Ooh, codex update.
Yeah, I got one too.
Nice.
Wow, we're way out there. Hello, Mr. Anthony Harper.
Okay. That should be some. Ooh, look at all the stars I get to choose from now.
I'm reading on this, the main star.
Uh-huh.
The last sentence it says, a large gas giant planets with some stellar properties.
I'll look at it in a second. 495, 503, 502. 496. No, can't do 496. 485. No, can't do 495. Out of range.
Well, if you can't find a planet to jump to, amongst all that, we're in trouble.
This is crazy. Why can't I find one? Oh, there's one. Okay, so this will be jump 620. It'll be jump 26. Alrighty. And all right.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
System map. There it is.
Yeah, if you look on the description, in the next tab over with all the lines, it says stellars in it, and I didn't know if that would meant like stellar phenomena or
System map. All right, let's see what we got here. Some stellar properties. Okay. Oh, okay. They're effectively very large gas giant planets with some stellar properties.
Okay.
So it's kind of midway between a gas giant and a real star.
Okay, cool.
I wish I could turn, actually have the carrier turn around. So you can get a better view of the star off the deck.
Is that another nebula? Two of them.
Oh, there's so many of them out here.
Yeah.
Not all that far away from one off on my left here. Galaxy map.
Here's the galaxy map, Commander.
Oh, there we go. Pretty soon it's going to cost more than the ship.
Oh, let's don't even ask what the Mamba or the Python costs. I mean, they're like 34 million.
Yeah. It just goes to show when I decide what I'm going to bring with me, it'll probably just be modules.
Attention. Carrier jump sequence is underway. Lockdown begins in 5 minutes.
Well, it doesn't seem to take away from anything, does it? Because
Not really, no.
got it. Huh?
Not really, no.
So A4's got all of his ships, and I don't know how many on board. So when we do this in real, I'll bring my Diamondback with me, and that way I can explore around and then have the cutter for mining and cargo.
Yeah, and then bringing one back. You can fly one back, and the other you have to ship.
Either that or just leave it out here and buy me a new one. I mean, by the time I pay the shipping, I could afford to buy one.
Yeah. For me to ship my cutter out here, it's $500 million.
Yeah, see, you could buy another one at the bubble and outfit it out. And see, by the time if I come out here, then we go back, I'll have probably that $500 million or whatever in Explorer data. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be nice if you could just loan your ship. Yeah, you can borrow the DBE or DBX today, and I'll borrow your cutter tomorrow. Wow, 60 big. Your Imperial cutter costs $524 million. Wow.
Yep, $500 million. At that point, the 24 doesn't mean much.
No, no. A4 says he has maybe 6 or 7 ships on board.
Shipping a fleet out.
I hope he knows that when this happens for real, that's going to be a lot of cha-ching.
Yeah, well... we do it for real. I might put a couple of ships to go out. And by that time, I'll have the money to replace them.
Yeah, 2 nights of mining, you can replace about any ship you got and outfit it out. I mean, you may have to go get some more material.
Yep.
And data and encoded stuff, but...
Oh yeah, it's the time to engineer them that takes the most. Excuse me.
Well, that'd be cool. If A4 gets a carrier and he parks it halfway between you and the bubble, that'd be pretty cool.
Yep. There's going to be a whole network of carriers out here. Aramis or Erasmus, or however you pronounce his name, has already set up a group of people who are going to put a bunch of carriers out here. I just didn't find out about it soon enough, so I didn't actually end up in the official group. He had a maximum number of people, a maximum number of carriers.
Yeah, but still, unless they come up with another way of being able to mark them, unless you just happen to stumble across the spreadsheet for them, it'd be like finding a needle in a haystack.
No, they're probably going to find a way to put them into EDDB. So you just register my carriers here.
Well, that'd be cool.
Yep. And wherever wherever people end up posting their carrier locations, I'll post mine. I think the project's called DSSE.
Maintenance task information is acknowledged. All desks are prepared for hyperspace. Attention.
Sorry, DSSA.
Hyperspace travel is imminent. Please maintain a safe distance from the carrier.
And apparently, he announced it, and within, an hour or two, he'd hit his target number of people. And I didn't find out about it till at least 4 hours after it was already closed. So there's going to be a string of carriers all over the place.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll. Yeah. Be littered across the whole universe.
Yep.
Attention. Counting down to jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Another codex entry.
Yep.
The Titari system. Yeah, it's going to make exploration a whole lot safer for a lot of people. So it's going to bring, more people will come out. Oh my goodness, there's just stars everywhere. It gets easy to get lost close to the core. Minus. Whoop, there's one. All right. All right. The thing I'm worried about at this point, though, is that I'm writing down all these stars, and they may not be jumpable when we come out the next time. Because sometimes it seems like some of them, they're not jumpable, or then they're jumpable, and then they're not jumpable. I don't know what's going on.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Could that depend on how it's rotating around in its own little system?
Could be. I don't even have an idea. Anything is possible, including Frontier just wants to make it hard.
Hold at maximum capacity. Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Those are just the different skins you can get for it. Although there's one of them I'm worried about because they might end up with a copyright issue. System map. Has to be below us. Oh, there it is. I don't know if it's going to be a ship kit or or a paint job or whatever they do. It's going to be something you buy. You know, it's basically a livery set. Yep, they just repurposed them.
I guess I interpreted it wrong. I thought they were going to have some different support ships coming out to support these big beasts that you could haul more cargo and stuff.
Right. When they were talking about support ship, basically the carrier is the main body, and the head, basically the bridge section was actually a completely separate ship called a support ship. It's kind of silly. So the main body's the same, just the front section changes.
Oh, okay.
And so, the science one had one shape, and, commodity one had another shape, the exploration one had another shape, and depending on the shape was what they had for service, or, which one you bought was what was available for services. But they changed the whole thing around. I like what they did with it. I like this a lot better. And then you can get whatever look you want by just buying whether it's a ship kit or a livery paint job type of thing. So you get the look you want and then set up the features you want separately. I think it's better that way. God. Full of glue.
Attention, this carrier has scheduled a hyperspace jump. Please conclude any remaining business in this system prior to departure.
Okay, I will...
Successful. Telemetry checks in progress.
Hey, it didn't say it was canceled this time. Alright, I'm going to take a quick pit stop. I'll be right back.
Okay.
begins in 5 minutes.
There we go.
Walker doesn't sell diamonds in the beta. Okay. Well, why would you want to buy them in beta anyways? Because that wouldn't help you out in your account in the real game, Cap.
I have no idea what Cap's doing. Maybe he's doing a long-distance trade thing.
Oh, I don't know. But we only got, what? Let's see, after today we got, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more days?
Hmm.
Oh, you're looking for cheats. Okay. Well, they sell them in the real game. I'm too far away to check to see if they sell them in beta, you know? I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of 14,500 some odd light years away.
And counting.
Oh, no, Tainted, you're halfway between Colonia and the bubble?
Welcome aboard, Tainted.
Well, I guess you should have been nice, Trish, and swung by and pick them up.
Well, different direction.
True.
Yeah, even with my jump conda set at max, it took me a couple of days to get back from Colonia. It's quite a distance. Actually, I think it was a week. Oh, nice. It does get you there quick, doesn't it?
Attention. Carrier has entered pre-flight lockdown. All services have been suspended.
And now comes my favorite part, listening to it jump. A lot better than they were in the first beta.
Maintenance task confirmation is acknowledged. All vessels are prepared for hyperspace.
They've gotten rid of the most annoying bugs. They've fixed the upkeep down to something reasonable.
Hyperspace travel is imminent. Please maintain a safe distance from the carrier.
And they've given us universal cartographics, which is great for exploring. So between the changes they've made between the first and second beta, carriers have gone from being completely useless money sinks to actually having a purpose in the game.
Attention all carrier crew. Friendship drive engaged.
And not so hard on fuel either.
Nope. Not hard on fuel at all.
Attention. Counting down to jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the way it always is in software. I love the way that the everything kind of moves in proportion. So it kind of looks like you're stretching a little bit and then being compressed as you come back out.
Yeah, sometimes I think your ground crew didn't tighten the straps down too good.
Alrighty. Okay, we've arrived at the next system. Which means now I've got to get to work here. Okay.
Not a bad paying system, about 21,000. Okay.
Well, that's not bad. Alrighty.
I don't know what it paid us for because it sure didn't give us the main star for some reason. Maybe it has to wait for you.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, man. Think there's enough stars in the area? Oop, I think I went a little far. Ha! Oh, that's about the right area. Of course, I can't get the first one I click on. That would have just been too easy, right?
Of course.
And yes, I'm deliberately clicking on the same two right now, just to see if they change in a couple of clicks. No, I guess not. All right. There we go. All right.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
No, you get 500 light years per jump, and it's a 15-minute cooldown. What is it? 5-minute.
5-minute cooldown, 15-minute spool up for 20 minutes between
Cargo
jumps.
hold
Yeah.
at maximum capacity.
So that changed. It was that hour.
Oh my God, it was horrible. Yeah.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
No, that was a good trade-off.
Cargo hold
You
at maximum
went from
capacity.
having to wait around for an hour to now, 15 minutes to jump. I mean,
This is reasonable, and it makes sense that it would take, time to spool up engines of the size that this one has. So, okay, I can understand it. Especially since these things are persistent across all gameplay. So every time we move these, we're actually changing the actual background simulation. So this carrier is in this system in open, private, and everybody's solo on all 3 platforms. This is actually a full background sim change every time we move one of these guys. So I understand why it has to be sometime. Technology reason on the server side. Physically, I understand, why, since this thing really is a simulation, yeah, it would take mega engines like this a spool up time, and they would have a cooldown time, much like you have on the standard FSD drives. You have a cooldown. It's about depending on, if you're fighting an interdiction, it could be a couple of minute cooldown. Yeah, so there's actually a real software reason why there has to be some delay. I'm glad they were able to bring it down to 20 minutes, which is it's not a bad amount of time to actually move something across all instances. Okay, that doesn't bother me. They probably could get it done in 5 minutes, maybe. But in 20, with the number of carriers they're projected for having in the game, okay, I'll take 20. Sure beats an hour.
I'm glad it wasn't 5 minutes. My oops would have been a really bad oops.
System map. We're a long distance from that star.
Yeah, I know. My curiosity is getting the best of me.
Want to jump out, go see what's there?
Yeah, but I ain't going to.
So when we get within the last couple of jumps to that station, if we can't jump to that
Attention. This carrier has scheduled a hyperspace jump. Please conclude any remaining business in this system prior to departure. Carrier jump successful. Telemetry checks in progress.
If we can't jump to that station, what?
Oh, I had to wait for him to stop talking, so I didn't talk over him. I'll take the Anaconda and I'll jump over to that system.
Oh, okay, yeah. That way we can get close as we can to the station, yeah.
Yeah, that way we can go right around. Since we don't have any previous exploration data, even though I've been there. I've already checked. They didn't carry it over, so basically, when we're within 500 light years of that station, I'm going to go and jump to it with the Anaconda, and then jump the carrier right to that the body that it's orbiting.
That'll work.
Yep. Same thing when we get close to the destination. I'll run right to the planet we're jumping to, and then jump the carrier to the planet. Provided, of course, we get there before the end of the beta.
We may have to take time out and just explore around to see if we can find places to mine or something. I don't know what all. In the real game, yeah, you can get to where you need to go because you got the rest of the year. But
it's going to be finding icy rings.
Huh?
It's going to be all about finding icy rings.
Yeah, I just didn't know what what all that you wanted to explore while you're out here. What all you wanted to try to see how it worked.
Right. Well, I want to find out if that station is actually selling tritium. Because if it's selling tritium in the beta, it should be selling it in the when it finally goes live.
Attention.
Besides which, since I forgot to pack extra cargo holds, I want to pick up some cargo holds at that station. When I do it for real, I'm going to pack extra cargo holds in here. Or pack the mining gear, I'm not sure which. I might pack the mining gear just to cut down the amount of stuff I got to do.
Okay, Cap. Good night.
Have a good night, Cap. I don't want to end the stream tonight because that means my weekend's over.
Aw.
I hear you there, A4. Have a good night.
Nighty night, A4.
A4 and I share the same profession, so.
That's pretty neat.
Well, there's a lot of software engineers that play this game. Funny thing is, the software engineers take a look at the bugs in here and say, yep, I get that. And the people who don't know software are all like, you made these horrible bugs. You just don't understand how much code this takes.
I always look at it this way. Sooner or later, they'll get it fixed. It just, as long as it don't blow me up in the meantime, I don't care.
Of all the MMOs I've played, this one is currently the least buggy. But yeah, I mean, you really have to just understand just how many lines of code it takes to do this. It's insane. Absolutely insane the amount of code it takes to do this. You figure, well-written software, only has one bug for every three lines of code. That's well-written. Of course, many of the bugs get redefined. Oh, well, you have to understand, a massively multiplayer game like this one has somewhere in excess of 1 billion lines of code. And it's completely impossible for it to be bug-free. There's just too many lines of code and too much interaction between different pieces of code.
I'm amazed that it's not lagging. They've got so much going on that, I'm just amazed that it's not lagging or getting distorted.
Yeah, I can't even imagine the size of the server farms that they've got serving up this game. Takes a lot of machines to do this.
Attention. Carrier has entered pre-flight lockdown. All services have been suspended.
Just that one movement of bringing a ship in and closing it. I can't even imagine how many lines of code that is. It's got to be a lot. Although, when you actually tell it to do it from, the higher level stuff, it's probably, just a couple of calls. But those calls probably, have a few thousand lines of code each just to bring a ship into the bay.
Yeah.
So,
I used to work with 3D Max on animation, and that was a chore to get everything to go smoothly and not freeze.
yep.
But I am far from being a computer geek. Oh yeah, if I was up on deck, it would have brought me down at about the same time as him.
Yep. If you're actually watching it from the outside, all the decks, all the bays go into lockdown at the same time. It's kind of neat.
Hyperspace travel is imminent. Please maintain a safe distance from the carrier.
But then again, one of the things, I mean, I don't know which graphics engine they're using, but the graphics engine does take care of a lot of the movement details. You load the objects in, and somebody wrote the movement code at some point, and so all you're doing is telling objects going from point A to point B. But there's a lot of code in behind that, whether or not whether Frontier wrote that or the graphics engine company wrote that. Who knows? But it's insane.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I still think they're going to use that screen in front of you that's got that symbol of the carrier on it. I still think that one of these days they're going to have a camera there where you can see the outside.
I'd love to see that. I love that, how it compresses you. That's cool. It stretches you when you're going into the portal and compresses you as you're coming out. That's just neat. And then restore to normal. That's nice. Oop. Did we not get anything for this system?
I got 21,512.
Interesting. I got nothing.
Wow, we got two. Well, we just blowed our theory all to heck here, Trish. There's 2 asteroid belts between us and the main star, so that thing that we had that it wasn't letting us jump because of an asteroid belt doesn't seem quite maybe kosher. Or
Yeah.
depends on where they're located.
May depend where they're located. Alright. Oh, it doesn't show us anywhere near the star. Okay. Alright. just under 12,000 light years to go. That would be interesting. I don't want to jump to that one. That would be bad. Aha! Jump 29. Alrighty.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
You said we're 12,000 light years away from the first destination?
Yep.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Yeah, let me get you an exact. It's just under 12. Oops, I misclicked. That wasn't where I wanted to click. Alright, where is... This is the one. 11,976. So that's where the station is. Explorer's Anchorage. So that's where we're going. And that's Sagittarius A.
Yeah, he's got 78, or yeah, there's 78 more jumps to go to get back to the bubble.
Nice. That's like a couple hours. Okay, so the next jump is set up. It's after 10 o'clock. So I think I'm going to leave it here. Oh, I didn't system map. What is between those two asteroid belts and us? There's got to be something in that area. Otherwise, we'd be closer. All right. Well. At any rate, that's all I have time for tonight. I'll pick this up tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's all for now. Oh, well, thank you very much for coming along, both all of you that joined me, whether you joined in chat or just came along for the ride. I appreciate having you here. We had a good crowd tonight. That's nice to see. So at any rate, like I said, we'll pick this up tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's all for now. This is Trice Majestus signing out.